Maybe you want to share a little bit about what you do at JTC?
So I'm a research engineer at JTC. We are in a division called the FBI, which is the future of building and infrastructure. So essentially we are looking at research that propels the built environment forward. We're looking at disruptive technology that can help to spur the built environment towards productivity, safety, and reduce life cycle costs.
Alright, that's nice, maybe I'd like to get you to share with us what are the challenges that JTC is looking to solve as well in the built environment as well.
I think two things that are particularly relevant today, one of which is the aging infrastructure. So you see that Singapore has been developing and there are tons of buildings around. So regularly there has to be periodic structure inspections.
Like maintenance checks and all that.
Yeah, precisely. So it's mandatory, and for residential buildings it's a 10-year interval, but for all other buildings it's a 5-year interval. So these building owners will have to submit a periodic structure inspection to the authorities. This is to ensure that the building is still fit for use and safe for occupancy.
What are the challenges today? Like, do you use paper today, or is there any processes that innovation in this area?
So typically, the building owners will have to engage a professional engineer. So the professional engineer will have to conduct a comprehensive visual inspection. Based on his engineering judgment. And some of the built environment. So he will have to look at the plans, then walk around the site. Look at the cracks in the building, for example, on the beam here. If there's visual cracks, he will note it down and provide a report to the building owner.
So then, what kind of innovation do you think will help in this problem?
I think the process is very time-consuming and laborious. Because this is largely dependent on the professional engineers going around from place to place, right, and just observing the building. So I'm looking at something towards low cost that can be easily implementable on existing buildings that can provide reliable data.
That will work on your existing flow as well.
Precisely, data like deflection, crack widths, rebar corrosion, which are some of the problems that the professional engineer will look out for.
That's interesting. Well, maybe share another. I know JTC is in a lot of sectors today and involved in the whole chain of built environment, right? What are other things like? I think there was one challenge that you have about building facade, maintenance and cleaning and all that. And maybe share a little bit about that.
So JTC, we have a lot of buildings. We cover 10% of Singapore's land space. And that's for all our buildings. We will require to clean the building, the facade. So what happens is that not only do we clean the building, but we need to make sure that the facade is still safe. And you can see that, from the various buildings, right, the facade for almost all the buildings are quite different. There are similarities.
That's the beauty about Singapore as well, is the architecture that comes.
Precisely. If it's all the same, then there will be something not so nice also, right? So, but that presents complexity. And typically the process is that there'll be gondola. So you normally, when you look out the window of your office, then you're like, oh, there's
someone scaring you.
There's a Spider-Man there looking at you. Then he's just cleaning the window. So this is dangerous and it's laborious. So we're looking for any innovative technology. It can be an enhancement of the system, or it can be totally different, like something out of this world that we haven't thought about.
Anything you've seen today that is maybe close to some sort of a solution, or can at least address a portion of your workflow on a day-to-day basis?
We're actually working with a startup to identify the various types of facade. And then but this is using a drone to fly around and learn from the images that are captured to come up with a database of what kind of facades are around. And going forward, you can imagine that perhaps machinery or robotics can be a solution to clean the facade. Because it could be possible for perhaps, I don't know, a drone or a robot.
Since nowadays we have all those iRobots running around in the house cleaning up all our floors, right? We should have one that cleans all the facades of our building, right?
Precisely.
That's amazing. Well, really thank you, Starsky, for your time.